Hi Gemini, I hope you guys are doing great today. Welcome to your general messages for the 15th to the 30th of November. I have a little bit of a different setup because I want to pull a bunch of cards. So let's get right into it. I'm going to do some crowning energies first, some Lenormand, and then we'll just layer on top of that. So I hope you guys are doing great. We do have Venus entering Scorpio, and we also have the Sun entering Sag. Both of those are happening on the 21st of November. So Venus in Scorpio is going to be hanging out there until December 15th. Really, really deep energy for relationship, guys. Deeply passionate energies are going to be our focus right now. Anything superficial is going to be a big no-go. We're not going to be into it. We're all going to be craving this kind of like body and soul contact with somebody special, something extreme, intense, something unforgettable. We're all going to kind of be in that space. It's a very, very emotional position for Venus. Now, for those of you not in a space of relationship, where you don't want a relationship, you're not in one, remember Venus is also a money planet, and it also does rule our self-esteem and our self-value and our sense of self, right? So if it doesn't have to do with a relationship, you could feel very, very kind of focused, hyper-focused on money, or feeling very passionate, though, about how you make your money. Not just about having money, but feeling passionate about how you do it. Feeling passionate about really doing some really beautiful self-analysis right now. Great time for really focusing on yourself as well, right? But for many of us, our relationships are going to be immensely important. They just are. Remember, wherever Scorpio hangs out, that's where our obsessions hang out as well, right? So to have Venus in there, so we could be hyper-focused on relationship, on love, on money, on self-esteem, on self-worth. But our drive towards intense closeness right now might be a little bit a little hard for us to have like blind faith in our partners, blind faith in a situation. It may be a little challenging right now because we might have this fear of being too vulnerable, right? Or giving up our own power, other people or a situation being stronger than us, bigger than us, because Scorpio is very much like an all or nothing energy, and relationships tend to be somewhat of a roller coaster ride as a result, or even any kind of situation having to do with money can be. But you're just really not going to want to deal with any sort of superficial, anything, middle of the road, anything. You're really going to be feeling this need to, in one area of your life, take the bull by the horns and really feel alive and very sort of passionate about something. And then we have the Sun entering Sag. That's also on the 21st. So this is where the Sun's been in Scorpio. So now it's going into Sag. So it's going to go from that Scorpio's that 8th house we energy to Sagittarius, which is more of a philosophical, more global sort of, looking at the world through a larger lens in the world around us. We're more able to muster up the courage to expand our horizons and branch out into new ways of thinking right now. Beautiful. We have Imagine. This is great for you, Gemini. This is great. Let's pull a healing oracle. And so, yeah. So, Sag is a fiery and immutable energy. So this can really help us to take steps towards increasing our understanding and awareness of the world around us at this time. So we just want to be careful that we're not prone to overdoing our expectations, as we do have a really good opportunity here for sure to nurture faith and hope and a larger picture in a new way under this influence, which, like, hey, why not? That sounds good. Pay attention to the signs. I keep getting that for you guys. I don't know. I just feel like I keep getting a lot of like synchronistic energies for you. But you guys are the north node of the moon right now, so that makes sense to me. Okay. Pull some Lenormand. We'll pull both Lenormands. We'll do that for that first lay. And then on the 28th, we do have Neptune stationing direct. Like, woohoo, in retrograde. Jeez, it's like, it hasn't not been the thickest fog that we've been living in, for goodness sake. Thickest ever. It's been bananas, guys, right? So November 28th is finally going direct, which is really good. And then on November 30th, we have this full moon lunar eclipse between the moon in Gemini and the Sun in Sag. I don't want to talk too extensively about that because I'm going to be doing a separate video on that. But The full moon occurs when the sun in Sag forms an opposition to the moon in Gemini. And remember, the full moon is a time of culmination and a promise of fulfillment of that which was started at that in that new moon energy, right? So it's definitely going to be an emotional time, a time of romance, a time of, you know, fertilization and relationships for sure. Yeah, it's just this is a very potent one though, very potent. And what's weird, we're all going to be feeling like we're in the middle of a story. And the story started like maybe 6 months ago, right? Around like, I'd say like May into June. And now we're kind of in the middle, because this is one of the second eclipses along this axis. So it's like on to the next chapter of some story that we're living right now. So, okay, so something's definitely over. There's no question. There's no question here. We have the coffin and we have the cross. So this does indicate that something needed to end in order for something else to begin. And this is indicative of redemption. Something needing to end so that something else can be saved. So you needing to leave something so that you can redeem something else. So there's definitely some sort of ending. So this could be leaving a job in order to redeem yourself in your career. So you end up moving into something else. This means finally like getting rid of those old feelings for that old relationship so that you're able to start something new. You know, doing that final cleaning off of that residue, right, of that person from your soul, right? Because this is all about being able, honestly, to imagine. I mean, imagine whatever it is that you can imagine. To get this with the signs, pay attention to the signs. It's unbelievable. Like, first of all, whatever you are vibing is not in your imagination. That's number one. But whatever it is that you see in your mind's eye capable of happening in your life, even if you don't see it as making sense right now, even if you can't see how it can possibly happen, you have to let go of that, first of all, limited thinking and, you know, wherever you're limiting yourself. But Gemini, you have to take action on something. There's something that you have to take action on. And it doesn't have to be this big, grand, global thing, you know. It doesn't have to be oh so dramatic. But there's something that you need to stop doing something in order for you to grow in something else. So whether it's getting that relationship off your soul, leaving that job, not doing that sort of self-sabotaging behavior, you know, making that final decision to just do something differently. That could even be the coffin energy, where it's like maybe you've had analysis paralysis in a certain area where there's this idea or this, you know, maybe a creative project or something sort of constantly looming around your energy, and you're just not looking at it. You know, you have to take the bull by the horns. You have to understand, because there is something coming in. You got to pay attention to the signs. Talk about this all the time. Repeating numbers, a change in smells, a change in temperature, flooding of memories coming out of nowhere. You know, hearing a song, meeting up with a person. You know, any signs can come in all different ways, and you all know what I mean by that already. But when we have this is like the Christ consciousness card, right? He died on the cross for our sins so that we could be forgiven, right? So he sacrificed. So what this tells me is you have been needing to sacrifice something in your life. You have been on the receiving end of needing to deal with something being a certain way. And now it's time to end that. It's time to end that. It's time to end being on the receiving end of the short end of the stick, right? And I like that we got the tower here, because the tower is very positive in Lenormand. It indicates support. So you could be getting support from, now the tower can represent any institution, including that of marriage. So this can be, perhaps some of you may be sacrificing, you may be leaving a marriage, you may be leaving a job, working with a large corporation, but it ends up being a good thing for you, because we have the labyrinth energy, which is about trying different strategies until you reach the one that actually works, and realizing at the end of the day, every single road you went down and every strategy that you tried that failed was not for nothing, right? It was all very necessary in order to get to the stars energy, which indicates nothing more, nothing less than this is all predetermined, preordained. This is all meant to happen. But there's something that you have to look really deeply into here, right? Because we do have the book of knowledge. So the book of knowledge does mean that there is something that we need to learn. It's not something that's inherently just sort of in us. It has very little to do with intellect. Rather, it has to do with, this is information based. There's some sort of information that you need to look up, look into, find out about in order to really push this next chapter forward, because there is another chapter ahead of it. We have the stalk. I mean, that's what this is. That's what this is. Now we have the clouds. The clouds energy does mean that there are going to be some challenges, but after the clouds comes the sun. So it does just seem like it may not be a one and done kind of situation, whatever situation you're dealing with here. So for some of you, if this has to do with relationship, this could be, listen, you got to get out of the relationship. You have to try different strategies to, come back to yourself. And this may mean meeting new people. This may mean getting lost in work and just hanging out with your friends, whatever the strategy is for you. But in order for you to turn the page for yourself in relationship, there's something that you need to learn differently in order to incite this new stage in your life. It's not going to be easy though, because we do have the clouds. But clouds, again, the clouds ultimately ends very well, because typically in Lenormand there's a sun here, okay? So that's good. If this has to do with the job, pretty much self-explanatory as well. But this is a protection energy, right? So the tower is about being protected by the idea of some sort of institution, and it ultimately being a good thing. So even though we have this ending of an institution, it's going to end up being a good thing. For others of you, it's ending the way that you were at one point and getting married. It could be leaving a job here and starting at a new job, making the decision to leave something, and then maybe the institution is a bank that you're looking to get a loan from. Maybe you're looking to leave, where the ending here with the coffin and the cross is where you've been living. Maybe you've been living in a place where you've been like, what's up, like with the situation that I'm in? I feel like I'm kind of getting, the shitty end of the stick, for lack of a better term, as far as where I'm living or what I'm doing. But, because of circumstances A, B, and C in my life, I've had to kind of be there. But then you finding out that maybe you got the loan for the mortgage, or there's some sort of information coming in that you got the job, you got the loan, you got something. You're getting this help from somebody outside of you. Now, again, it's not going to be a one and done. Just for the fact that we got the labyrinth energy and we got the clouds does tell me that there are going to be a number of attempts at something. So just don't get disheartened. I hope that makes sense to you. Don't get disheartened, because whatever you imagine, and this is about not allowing yourself to think small too. That's the thing with this too. When we get the imagine energy, the message here is you might be thinking a little too small for yourself. And it's time to open up the parameters, because something that you think is not possible is certainly possible. But you have to pay attention to the signs. Okay. All right. Okay. So let's do past, present, future. And then I'm going to do a line of challenges. And then I'm going to do a separate poll for a person that you're dealing with in your life. So that person could be a partner, family member, colleague, boss, whomever. And somebody different for each of you. Okay, so past, recent past, we have the Emperor, we have the Judgment reverse. Judgment reverse. Wands. Yeah, Sun reverse. I'm not surprised. A little delay, but it's still coming in. That's definitely with the Lenormand. That matches with the Lenormand, which is good. Okay. Okay, so first we have the Emperor energy, which is great. This is Aries. Aries is ruled by Mars. It's about respect, leadership, being very strategic and planning for the future. So again, very heavy leadership energy. For those of you who are single, the Emperor can indicate you meeting somebody who is very faithful and very passionate about the relationship, right? Because the Emperor, again, is Aries. Aries is a fire energy. So really beautiful. Now, this is in your recent past, so you may have met somebody. I stand corrected. And then we have the Judgment in reverse. So the Judgment in reverse can indicate a really hard time accepting something, right? This could indicate in the recent past that you were in denial about somebody, where you made an error in judgment. You were in a space where you were very much fearing change. You were feeling weak about something. So that the weakness could be you really worried about your resources. You could have been really worried about just your relationship status, or you didn't want to be alone, whatever the case, right? But there was this idea that there was something in your life that you are in denial about, and you made an error in judgment, you know. But the error in judgment was based in this fear of change. Based in this fear of change. And then we have this working with the Ten of Swords energy. So the Ten of Swords is just complete and painful ending, like hitting the rock bottom of some sort of situation here, you know, the ending of a cycle as you know it. But it's the kind of energy where it just like actually stopped making sense. You're right, because it's a Mercury in Virgo. Right, so Mercury is all about communication, but Virgo's a very doesn't make sense kind of energy, right? Because it's very critical, and it's the problem solver of the zodiac, right? So it's like this communication was coming in one sort at a time over time. These things kept happening over time. Red flag after red flag after red flag, and you weren't seeing it for whatever reason, part of the human condition. But there being an ultimate ending, right? And then we have this working with the Page of Cups in reverse. So Page of Cups in reverse is a very immature person. This can indicate a breakup. This can indicate dependence, right? Somebody being overly dependent on you, you being overly dependent on somebody else. But there is this element of immaturity that you were dealing with in your past, Gemini, in your recent past. So it could be you, doesn't have to be you. It could be somebody else's energy that you were just needing to contend with. And I feel like you were needing to contend with it. I'm not saying that because I'm speaking to you. I'm saying that because we did get the cross card in the Lenormand. And again, that really is about, you know, you needing to pay the price for somebody else's irresponsible behavior, somebody else's poor decisions, you know, in the past. The weight of that falling on you and you needing to deal with that. And because of that, the Ten of Swords energy is, you know, brought something to an ending. Now, we have the King of Wands, the King of Wands in the reverse. The King of Wands in reverse is this is a bully. This is a bully energy. This could also indicate, Gemini, that you might have been dealing with somebody who, this could be you, this could be somebody else, and there was nothing to be ashamed of here, but this can indicate sexual problems. You know, some sort of, you know, issues in that area. This can also indicate just general feeling of not ready yet, not ready, weak, not ready for the commitment, not ready to move forward on something, just not ready. So it could be you not feeling ready, Gemini. It could be you were dealing with an energy like that. It's just not ready yet. And then we have the Five of Wands reverse. So the Five of Wands reverse is much better than in the upright, actually, because this is about harmony and success and problems being solved right now. Okay, so you're going from this bullying kind of energy, but the thing with the King of Wands is a lot of times it's just based in fear and insecurity. So, and isn't that the reality of a bully sensibility anyway? It's nothing but somebody who's highly vulnerable, right? But it's because somebody wasn't feeling ready to come forward or come clean about something or be honest with something or to take a chance in some way, right? This could have to do with careers, could have to do with relationship, anything, right? But then we have going into this Ace of Wands in the upright. This is a great energy, new project, inspiration, the urge to create. So if you were with somebody if you wanted a baby, and they didn't want the baby, them wanting the baby now, okay? Maybe there was some sort of issue. They had some sort of block. If there was some sort of infertility issue, I do see it being healed here. Something's going on currently right now where there's some sort of healing going on where you guys are going to be able to conceive. But it has nothing to do with that, because not everybody is in that space, heaven knows. This could be, you could be in the space of starting a new project, a new job, anything like that, moving forward. And you have the urge to create something new. So you're really tapping into your creativity, because wands are very creative, right? It's about creativity. So, and some of you, if it has to do with relationship, this could indicate either a brand new relationship or starting of a new cycle in a relationship. Because we have the Five of Wands reverse here, which is about problems being solved. So there could be these problems being solved in a relationship, and then this, you know, this new desire to move forward in a new way. But then we have the Sun reverse, and again, I'm not mad at this. Sun reverse is still very, very positive. It just means delay. It means delay gratification. That's all. Temporary. Gemini, some of you might be feeling a little depressed these days. This does also mean temporary depression, right? I mean, obviously, when we feel sunny and light, we're happy. And so when the sun is reversed, we might not be feeling so much, which is understandable. The world is, you know, it's 2020. So that's it. That's just going to have its own meaning from now on. Now, moving into the outcome energy, we have the Five of Swords. So Five of Swords in the upright is about needing to deal again with this kind of like bully energy, but this is like an abusive kind of well, at least feeling like there's something abusive about a connection that you're involved in. It could be something abusive about a relationship. And when I say abusive, remember, we're dealing with swords here. Okay, so this could be some kind of like unhealthy mental gymnastics going on, like gaslighting, deflecting, just unhealthy kind of arguing. This can indicate theft as well, you know, for those of you that would resonate with. But this is almost a violent energy, and violence has different gradations, obviously, right? So this could just be like an argumentative, like crazy outburst, to even more, to just a simple like very heated discussion. Obviously, it's going to be something different for each of you, but this is what I see happening here. We have it working with the Ace of Swords, which means that there are going to be new ideas popping and having mental clarity. But with these new ideas and with this mental clarity does come some sort of new conflict. Okay, yeah, some sort of new conflict. But you're going to be feeling very clear about something that is not healthy for you. You're going to climb into your hermit energy, and you're just going to go within, and you're going to be on a quest for personal truth and spiritual illumination. I mean, if this has to do with relationship, it means you going it alone for a minute, because whatever you were on was not your rightful path. For others of you, this can mean working very hard privately, very secretively on a relationship that not too many people maybe understand the level of the seriousness, right? Maybe it's an affair that nobody knows about, whatever. This is you guys working privately on your relationship. If this has to do with a job, this can indicate being furloughed. This can indicate being laid off, or this can indicate you making the decision to leave something because it's just not working for you. You're realizing that something is just not healthy for you in the long term. Gemini, that's what this is. Because again, remember, Hermit is Virgo, and Virgo is the problem solver of the zodiac, and they're also, Virgos are very critical in their thinking as well. You know, that's why they're such good problem solvers. They were able to see the big picture very clearly, and that's something that you're going to be doing now. And you're going to be dealing with, listen, yeah, devil energy. Devil energy. This is about addiction, greed, envy, materialism, obsession, sexual lust for some, anxiety, depression, unchecked, untreated. This could have to do with just, you know, anything that would create a level of imbalance in a relationship. That's what's going to be going on here in the, you know, is the outcome energy of whatever is changing here, whatever's transitioning. But I see that there is this, There's an unhealthy energy that feels very imbalanced, and you're going to be seeing things very, very clearly. I mean, the lights are coming on, the shades are going up. That's it. And it's like you're gonna kind of go it alone. Now, your relationship might be great. This might have to do with where your intentions are going, having to do with career or with a friendship or with a family situation. So I want you guys to apply it however you see fit. Now we have the block. So the block here, we have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. This is about dealing with a greedy energy. This is a person who is maybe either greedy or envious, or is very financially dependent on you, if it has to do with that, right? Because pentacles can mean that, very financially dependent on you, or you being very financially dependent on somebody else. So if there's like an ending of a job, you might find yourself in that space of being financially dependent, and you might not really like that. Or somebody might be financially dependent on you, it could go either way. And as far as being this idea of greedy, envy kind of thing, this can come from any which way, guys. Like this could come from a colleague, a boss, a friend, a family member. It can be a partner, doesn't have to be. And then we have this working with the Two of Pentacles, which means that you have choices. So you're going to be in a space of multitasking as well, weighing many options. So there are going to be things in front of you that you're going to need to decide. Okay? And this is going to be difficult for you. This is going to be very difficult for you, as is this Queen of Pentacles reverse. This is going to be a block for you. This idea of financial dependence, this idea of somebody else's greed. Because it's almost going to be like, again, it's like going to be your problem, for some, like made to be your problem if it's not. So we have another block here as the Ten of Cups. Okay, so the Ten of Cups is about family, contentment, total love and support, but there's going to be a block here for you. And this could be because you're having a hard time trusting something. Now, this doesn't mean it's not real. And I want to go back to Venus being in Scorpio, entering on the 21st, going to be hanging there till December 15th. So you might be feeling super, super vulnerable, and this could be why this Ten of Cups energy is in your block position. Okay? It certainly can be. Because then we have this working with the Queen of Swords in reverse. Queen of Swords in reverse is about somebody just who's very cold and rigid, and is kind of exercising like very rigid logic. Maybe is not completely honest. Maybe isn't being very kind. And this is definitely a block, right? Where you may be dealing with somebody who is just very cold and very blocked and not being very nice. Or Gemini, you might be this to somebody else. You might just be like, listen, no, I don't trust you. I don't trust the situation. I don't really have any reason to have any real solid desire to move forward in this. Now, this could have to do with a business situation. This could have to do with obviously a relationship, any sort of family connection. But you could be the one where you're just like, no, I'm not doing it anymore. Not wanting to. You just don't want to deal. You don't want to get the lousy end of the stick anymore. I'm using a nicer word than before, but that's what I'm seeing here. Yes, it's like you're gonna be in this space though of like protecting yourself. Do I keep hitting my? I'm sorry. And you're gonna be in the space of protecting yourself. But not in a way where it's like, I don't feel like you're playing games with yourself at all. You don't want to deal with being on the receiving end of anybody's nonsense, right? I mean, because with Venus and Scorpio, you're just going to be very, very, very clear in your mind about you want to be in something that's meaningful, that matters. And if you're dealing with somebody who's dishonest, you're not going to have it in you to even bother with this person. You're just not. And they're going to see that. They're going to see it. Okay, this is going to give us some information about a person that you're dealing with. So we have the Three of Cups energy, which is about friendship and celebration. really having this circle of support. It's kind of that energy that, like, in the Two of Cups, you guys decided to be together and make this arrangement, right? This business partnership, this relationship, this friendship, whatever it is. And then, you know, in the Three of Cups energy, you guys are talking about it. You're telling your friends. You're feeling very kind of like celebratory about it, right? So this is the person that you're dealing with. This person is very on board with you. We have it working with the Justice energy, which is about a win-win situation and the truth coming out about something, the truth about something coming out. Truth about something coming out. Now, we have this working with the King of Coins in reverse. So this could be somebody with very little follow-through, Gemini. Very jealous person with no follow-through. Be careful of these people, right? Well, they're all talk. They say a lot, but where's the follow-through? That lack of follow-through. Then we have the Five of Swords energy here. Five of Swords is this, you know, again, back to this abusive kind of energy. This could be a bully energy, somebody trying to be very sort of micromanaging and very bullying type, having to do with money, having to do with the way things are supposed to be in a relationship. It's being very, very argumentative. Okay? But the Five of Swords energy is a Venus and Aquarius energy. And so I always view this card more than anything, even though it can seem abusive and very volatile in the moment, as a necessary discussion in order to move anything into the future. Really, because whenever we have five, we have conflict, and swords are words, right? So it's like conflict of words. Okay, so what are you guys arguing about? You're arguing about the future. You're arguing about whether things are going to ever be any different. I mean, that's what the argument's about, right? And we have this working with the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands energy is about keeping and maintaining boundaries, but still having fire in your belly for somebody. No, this is for them, right? So this is them. They still have fire in their belly left for you, Gemini. Somebody wants to be with you. The truth comes out, though, and you guys end up arguing about the truth, right? And it's going to be this kind of conversation where it's going to be like, well, you said A, B, and C was going to happen. You actually said this, this, and this, and that ended up not being true, or that ended up not being the situation. And so, like, what am I supposed to do with that? But they still want to be with you. So we have the Six of Swords in reverse. Living in the past, unrealistic expectations, and being pretty naive. Really still wanting something with you. Still wanting something with you, but like, I almost feel like the person that you're dealing with, Gemini, like, doesn't want to have a level of accountability. They don't want to have a level of accountabilities. And we also have the Hierophant reverse. All right, look, the Hierophant reverse, this person can be very creative and you know, all of this, right? Kind of want to do their own thing, be creative, be original, whatever it is. They have problems with authority, though. So this is a challenging energy to work with and for sure. If somebody doesn't want to follow the rules, somebody doesn't want to understand the way things are done as far as like social expectations go. This could also have to do within a relationship, somebody not honoring the sacred in a relationship, somebody not wanting to get married, them just wanting to do their own thing and do something different, right? Not follow something traditional, not follow something conventional. So that's where they're at, but at the same time, they're at this in this Ten of Swords reverse energy, which is this desire to have a new start, which is this desire to forgive. See, this is about a new start and recovering from something, right? Forgiving and moving on. Now, for some of you, you're going to be dealing with an energy where they just want to be like, all right, look, I really didn't mean all of that. Can we just start over and let's just move on from it? For others of you, this is going to be where some sort of connection ended, friendship, relationship, family connection, intimate connection, whatever it is, and them actually moving on. And then, but for a whole new start. Either way, a person that you're dealing with is really all about kind of like a new start right now. You know, which is good for them and ultimately will be good for you, because if this person was not able to show up, what's the point? right? What's the point to trying to hold on to that? Whatever the situation is, whether you're in a relationship, a business situation, whatever it is, right? What is the point after a while? So we have Pluto. You see that? Pluto. Aquarius. And the fifth house. Love the fifth house. Who doesn't love the fifth house? Fifth house is Leo, ruled by the sun. House of fun, creativity, romance, falling in love, what we do with our partner on a Monday through Sunday, the act of sex, doing nice things with our children. But there's change here. Pluto's all about transformation and change. And Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. It's all about the future. Oh, we got fifth house again. Beautiful. Passion, creativity, humor too. Fifth house is fun. It's where we laugh. So focus on laughing. On Gemini. But Aquarius is also the energy of the humanitarian. Aquarius also hangs out in the 11th, is the landlord of the 11th house of our goals and wishes. So I see that there's definitely some change going on having to do with your goals and wishes. Now, it could be that the change is brought on by some sort of creative project, some sort of new romance. Somebody's finding out that they're having a baby, or an adoption is coming through. Aries, very nice. First house itself. Aries, I am. Aries is the baby of the zodiac, first sign, ruled by Mars. This is about a fresh path, a new perspective, and taking it by the horns and running away. Being a leader, though, in something here. Starting your own business. We got a lot of energy here for your own jam, Gemini. We got fifth house, and Aries energy. Lots of transformation, focusing on your goals. Mercury is all about communication and also being the student, being open to learning something new. Saturn is the ruler of the 10th house of career, right? Rules Capricorn. It's all about wisdom and work. And we have the first house itself. Our first house, I'm trying to get you out of the light here. First house is our ascendant sign, right? It is the house that represents our personality, how the world accepts us, how we accept the world. It is also representative of our physical appearance. So we have that with Aries. It's your whole affect is just going to be looking very different right now, Gemini. You're going to be very, very attractive right now. Coming off as being very, very confident, even if you feel like a hot mess inside. That's not how people are going to be perceiving you. They're just not. And to get Aries with the first house energy, because Aries is the natural landlord of the first house with Mars. Regardless of whatever other placements you have in your first house, Aries is always lingering in there, right? So there is a lot of newness, fresh path, new perspective, a new approach to something having to do with your creativity. It has to resonate with your passion here. But learning something new and putting the work into something. I like it. I like it. That is what I have for you, my Gemini friends. I hope this was helpful in some way. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.